As we said before, we were planning on working on the wiring harness on the 67 Mustang today, but the problem we've run into is Cam has decided that he'd really rather work on that after we get the engine in there, which makes sense. We have the alternator move with the CVF front end on the engine, so I'm okay with the idea of that. But that means that I got to get this thing behind me out of here so that we can start working on the engine stand that we're going to be doing for the run-in stand for the engine that goes in the 67. So we can't do the engine till we run it on the engine stand, and we got to make the engine stand for us to do the run-in like I talked to you about just a minute ago. So now we've completely changed plans from what we were going to do to this. All right, folks, so here's what we're thinking. This is going to be our engine run-in stand, and I know what you're thinking, it's going to fall over because of the way it's set up. That may be true. We may have it just fall right over on itself, but it's going to be an engine run-in stand. We'll see. We're going to try to make it work. We're going to put a radiator out front, do all kind of crazy stuff. You'll like it. We're looking at using this Camaro radiator that we had hanging out that has a Spall fan on it. I guess that's Spall. Let's just call it a Spall fan sitting on the front of it. And we've got a battery from Snap-on that we're trying to see if the fan actually functions and works. Because if it does, that'll allow us the time to run this thing in. The only problem we're arguing about, well, Cam and I really don't argue, but we kind of laugh and call each other stupid all the time, is about whether or not we're going to be able to get this down here and figure out a mounting procedure for these two end brackets so we can just bolt this sucker right in. Pretty. So much prettier than my welds. And he wasn't even trying. You suck. All right, so point number 2 on this engine run-in stand that we are building. What I'm showing you right now is the cross section we're going to be using for the actual mount for the radiator, so we can take that out and put something else in there if we want to put something else in there. And it'll also help with storage a little bit. But the problem we're running into, what I really want to talk about real quickly, is how much box tube cost at a home improvement center as opposed to a mill supply. The stuff at the home improvement center is going to make you turn your head and cough, and it's not going to be pleasurable. It's basically, if you're a guy, you'll understand you might feel a slight pressure. Because that's exactly what it is. A slight pressure. So, our 1968 Camaro radiator with the Spall fan, we're going to just call it that as I've said before. That's how it's going to mount inside the brackets. We've got J-nuts, and we're going to get some bolts from the local bolt place just so we can mount it up. Right now it won't work because the radiator's heavier than the rest of the cart, but I figure a small block 302 should be fine. Isn't that right, Cam?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I think he just wants to get out of here today. All right, now what this is actually the cross tube. We're going to put outriggers on this for torque from the engine, keep it from flipping over on us. At least that's our theory, because I can't get any good thick wall box tube unless I go all the way over to Augusta. I don't want to do that. All right, here we go. We have our tack on our steering column. This is a found tack. We got this out of the 1972 F100 we have here. Gauges from Harbor Freight. I'm going to zoom down a little bit. We already talked to you a little bit about the radiator with the fan, and then of course the setup for the mounting. I will be putting stuff at the end of this. If you honestly want to build this thing, just email me at the email address that's going to be below this right here. That'll let you know where you can email to get the plans for it. I'll give you some measurements at the end of this little setup when we're doing it. But yeah, pretty much we are very, very close to having this thing right where we want it to be. It's a very weird thing we're doing. All right, here we go. We're going to be putting some bolts in on either side so that we can go in and actually work this. and be able to move it around. Eventually, we plan on doing a little more to it. This is strictly for 302 small block through 351 Cleveland. And down, let it go. Look, I'm hauling around my IV cart. A little nose heavy, it's kind of like running a big block. Come on, you! Temporary. Release the hound. There you go. Oh, down, you. Whoa. Almost had to call AMD for another fender. Hope this doesn't burn anything for the rest of the day. Most dangerous part. Now for our next magic trick, we're going to use grade 5 bolts in the cylinder heads to pick this thing up. This is Cam's idea. Intake manifold.
You know when this shit's actually clean.
It's a brilliant savant. Cheap. Cheap. That's actually a good idea. I was using coffee filters to clean it up because it's lint free.
And you can easily see when it's still dirty.
You're an amazing man, Cameron.
Lint-free rags are expensive.
Yes, but these are cheap.
$1,000.
Coffee filters, cheap.
Go yourself to Sam's. Get you a whole lifetime supply and use them in a week.
Yeah, in a week. On an engine, yeah, that would be, it don't take long because they're tiny.
Yeah.
They're little bitty.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're talking like probably 10 per cylinder to clean it out.
Do me a favor, folks. Go check out the Patreon account at the $10 a month level. You get monthly meetings with me on Zoom. You also will be eligible as part of that, as part of our program that Darren and I have still yet to name, where I do a doodle of your car if you're a member of our Patreon group, from $1 all the way up to $1.5 million. Yes, we would take $1.5 million donor as well in Patreon. And I'm sure the guys at Patreon will be just absolutely stoked if we had somebody do that. But anyway, do that. You're supporting Darren. You're helping me to pay him. This is a capitalist movement around here. We are not a charity, so we have to have the money to pay Darren to put up these really nice videos for you guys to take a look at. So do that, please. We're also going to be giving away coffee cups, t-shirts in the Patreon group. It's going to be nutty. Once a quarter, I will do a colored rendering of your car. This is a doodle, like I'm showing you. It's not like it's a, you know, an art piece. It's my art project.
I'm gonna put this on my fridge.
That's probably what somebody's going to do. I'll send them the doodle and they'll take a bit of magnet and put it on the fridge. And that's okay by me. It's your doodle. Do what you want with it. Another way to support us, and you know where we're going with this camp. Where are we going? Super thanks. That's right, folks. It's the best idea with the worst aim that the guys at YouTube have ever come up with. If you find one of our videos to be so scintillating and so wonderful that you say, you know what, that's worth $1.5 million. Yes, I did it again. Then you can put that money in there on the super thanks and thank us for what we did in that one video. Anywhere from $1, which is basically like telling us that we suck, all the way up to $1.5 million. I'm sure they would do more, but we, out of the kindness of our hearts, are stopping at $1.5 million. Yeah. We're not going to go any further than that.
We're generous.
We're generous. We're such giving people.
Yeah.
I'll be giving that stuff to the bank if it comes in. I'm telling you right now.
No, the bank ain't getting that.
Yeah, bank's getting some of it, and then the federal government go, hello. So, I understand you made $1.5 million. Guess what? We take half. Hello, Ukraine? Yeah. Yes, we have some money for you.
Ugh.
Not going to go there. All right, folks, so that's it. Do me a favor, be kind to each other, love on each other, treat each other nice. You guys have a great week. We'll see you next time on Autorestomod. Imagine this thing all nice and semi-gloss black like that with some Cobra valve covers from National Parts Depot, a nice big round. The air cleaner that's supposed to be on here, we don't have that big, huge distributor.
Yeah.
Again, I don't have a problem with it personally.
It's ugly.
Not ugly.
It's ugly.
Big. It's not, big ain't always ugly. Look at you, man. Fine
I'm ugly.
specimen.
What are you talking
You are
about?
not.
The hell I
It's
am.
going to start sounding more and more, you know.
I ain't.
I would have to cut that out.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big beep all the way through this whole section. It's going to be one big, long beep.
This is the majority of my conversations.
Ah, yeah. That's true. Most any time you're not talking. Oh, well. Bye.